Let's get into it. Why are we here? Let me give you a hint. 1, 2. Still ain't doing it for you? Hold up. I got a little something. Check it out. Let's get into it. Why are we here? Let me give you a hint. 1, 2. Still ain't doing it for you? Hold up. I got a little something. Check it out! Ah! Oh my gosh. You do not understand. I hope you do. If you don't, I don't know what to say. So, we are finally here. This is the first official episode. The pilot episode of Sides. That's the pilot episode of Sides. Alright, well, so what are we doing today? So if you haven't gotten the clues I've been dropping, if you don't know what's going on, we are going to be discussing electricity. Yeah, so that's going to be the first topic. As I said before, we're going to be discussing electricity. So, without further ado, there we go. So, you see it here, you see what we're going to be getting into. The way this is going to go is, basically, we're going to learn together. We have myself in the sides, in the desk on the side, because at this point, yeah, it's the pilot episode, I don't know nobody else to know it, so yeah, it's going to be me. Of course. So, the sides desk is geared up. Today, we're going to be putting electricity in the desk. We're going to be discussing electricity. So, plain and simple, we have a slides presentation. I'm going to be pulling information, researching. You're going to join along with me, and we're going to learn together. And then, lastly, we're going to recap, say, what did you learn? What else would you like to share? We're going to, kick it, chat, vibe out on the sides and have some fun. All right? Also, let's take a look at our art piece right here. Just like that, as we're going to be discussing, I'm going to be, doing an art piece in relation to electricity. All right, here we go. Without further ado, the lighting ceremony. If you have me on Snapchat, you know, I always say linen or nothing. This is not sponsored, by the way, but I have here with me this Bath and Body Works candle, and it smells absolutely amazing. And like I said on Snapchat, linen or nothing. It's clearly understood. Linen or nothing. Linen is the go-to smell for the spring. Outside the spring, for the spring, anything like that. So this is sun-drenched linen by White Barn. It smells amazing. All right, so now that that's done, let's get a sip of water and get right into it. So, once again, thank you so much for joining me for the first episode. Stay tuned. We're going to be learning a lot. We're going to have some fun. We're going to kick it. We're going to learn together. We're going to grow together. We're going to all the stuff is happening here. Okay? So, without further ado, let's get started. In today's presentation, produced by Music Productions LLC, through vocal performance, fashion as you've seen with the walk-in, okay? I even got the chords. On. I said, I am giving you electricity. If you don't get it, I don't understand. But I didn't even try to be subtle with it at all. I'm like, I'm showing you electricity. I'm giving you electricity. I got lights on the shoulders. We got lights here. We got cords here. Electricity. Yeah, so through fashion, painting, as you see here, discussion with Beingth, I will be presenting to you an analysis of electricity We'll be going through its origins, a brief history on its founders, major breakthroughs, its impact in each industry, and where it's going. I feel like the where it's going is going to be the most excited piece of it all, the where it's going. All right, so join along today. We're going to have a scripture of the day. We're going to have some laughter, entertainment, education, and also it's all through an ASMR experience. That was the element that I was like really excited about because it's visual and there's also a listening portion of it too. So while I'm putting this presentation together and I'm going to later post it for you just to see the slides presentation itself, you're going to be hearing clicking and clacking and all that stuff. You know, some people really, really like ASMR. It has all different types of benefits. So I'm like, why not merge those two worlds together? You know, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to merge it. We're going to merge it. Come on. All right. So yeah, join me. This is gonna be the full Monty of podcasting. That's what I said. Like I'm literally touching on everything. As I said before, the 17th is where we're going to be doing like kind of like our mukbang portion, where we're going to do more of like an outreach to smaller mom and pop shops. Little areas that have great food but don't really have a lot of publicity, and like kind of put them out there, try the food, rate the food, talk to them a bit, all that stuff. That's going to be on the 17th. But today we don't have any food, but we're basically doing everything else. We're basically doing everything else. So without further ado, let's get ready for the first portion of the whole process. So I am going to be doing a vocal performance as well. Sound on right now. We are going to be singing. Well, I'm going to be singing Electricity by Dua Lipa. And keep in mind, I'm not editing this. This is going to be first shot, first go. When I do my TikToks, it's usually first shot, first go as well. Because I just want like an authentic, experience of music. Vocal sound is like vocal, art. So that's why I usually try to do it in one shot. I'm going to do it the same way with you guys. I'm delivering the same Beingth experience, one take. Let's do it. Electricity by Dua Lipa. In 3, 2, 1. Falling into you, baby. Even electricity can't compare to what I feel when I'm with you, baby. Giving all my goals for you, now I'm see-through. You give me a feeling so strong. I know you've been treating yourself wrong. Let me care for you, baby. I'ma give you what you need, give you electricity, give it to you. And even if I could, I wouldn't turn on you. And I'ma stop the world for you, I wanna let you know, I'll never let this feeling go. This love has no feeling, this love has no ceiling. I give it to you. Give electric, baby, so electric, baby. Wanna let you know. Now I'm ready, baby. Think I'm ready now. Electricity. That's it. That's just a bit of the fun that you're going to get here on Sides Desk, where anything's available on the sides. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I really hope it translated well to you. The sound's good. The sound situated. If it's not, I don't know. But yeah, that's it. One shot, one go. That's it. I was just at a karaoke night at my aunt's house last night, and no, the night before last. And my cousin was like, "I want to go, but I'm nervous." I was like, "I know you be singing me. I know you be seeing me singing stuff and everything, on TikTok, whatever. But I'm always nervous. I'm nervous in front of you. I'm nervous when I do like a talent show or whatever like that. But I feel like nerves are okay. It's still a type of electricity. You want to do well, but what I was always told is if you're properly prepared, you're not like nervous for the wrong reasons. You're nervous because you want to do well. I want to do well for you. Even though vocal performance is just supposed to just be like, an enjoyable process. You're just singing. It's good. It's whatever. People are listening. People are consuming. your product, your I guess your service, because it's entertainment. So you do want to sound good. So I think that's kind of where the nerves come from. But it's okay. Yeah, it's okay to be nervous. So yeah, that's that. I don't know if I'll ever not be nervous. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever not be nervous, but I enjoy singing. I enjoy doing this, and at a personal level, I do have a bit of anxiousness sometimes, but the overall experience is worth it. It's worth it all. It's worth um, putting on a show, making just a small part of someone's day a little bit more special. Um, Getting expression out, that's really important. All that stuff is really worth, a little bit of anxiousness, a little bit of nervousness. It's no big of a deal. But look. I'm chattering on and on. You'll learn that about me. I can definitely be a chatting Chad. Um, but I don't know. It is what it is. Let's get right into it. Yes, once again, you can zoom in to see the actual presentation here, or you can wait until tomorrow for it to be posted in full on the Sides Desk YouTube channel. All right, so for those, this is a visual aid to go along the side of the sound, just in case those that are, having or experiencing hearing impairment. All right, so we touched base on everything. Let's get right into it. So, first line of business is to get into what exactly is electric? What is electricity's origins? So, I'm going to go ahead, we're going to go together and take a look at that through a quick search. It's not too big of a deal, but it's about learning something. So I'm gonna go ahead and find 7 facts. It's just 7 facts on the origins of electricity. To Google we go to search today. I'm gonna head on over to Google now. Oh yeah, you'll hear it. I do the accents. I can do an accent. I can do an accent. All right, let's get into it. Origins of electricity. And what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? So I'm actually really amazed. I'm actually really surprised right now because I didn't think it was going to go way back. I have a little bit of brief history. Like I know about, oh, excuse me, that's a little bit too much ASMR. But yeah, I know I know about Benjamin Franklin and how he had his input, but I didn't know. Look, I'm gonna let you listen in on this. So apparently, it goes all the way back to 600 BC. All right, it goes all the way to 600 BC. So Twinkle.com, the resource, has stated that a Greek named Thales discovered that amber, when rubbed with silk, attracted feathers and lighter objects. And this was static electricity. So it was a form of attraction, it was a form of connection, right? And I feel like that ties all the way into today. We're still being connected. And I'm going to discuss that later on. So stay tuned. How, electricity is pretty much, about connection. It's about attraction. It's about connectivity. So I feel like that ties into how it's used today with like online. But yeah, I'll touch base with that. I'll touch base with that later. Wow. So yeah, take note of that. Take note of that because we might have a little test. We might have a test. All the way back to 600 BC, like that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Later on today, I'm going to talk about what's the main highlight. What's like your main highlight? I think this is the first one, but I think that might be my main highlight, my most surprising point, because 600 BC, like that's crazy. That's really far back. All right, so now we go on to the next step in technology, or yeah, the next step in electricity. So once again, according to the source twinkle.com, William Gilbert, who was a scientist and physician to Queen Elizabeth I, invented the term electricity. So we can all tie it back to William Gilbert. I feel like that's really important. That's really important. So I'm going to take note of that. Wow, wow. So let's get that in the presentation. Let's get that in the presentation here. And that was 1600. What was that like? 400. Yeah, 400. No, yeah, 424 years ago. That's that's crazy. You know what? But I'm wondering why did he term it, like why did he determine it as electricity? Because like usually when people find something or create something, they name it after themselves. So I'm trying to find out like why did he um, name it electricity? That's really interesting. That's really interesting. Go down in the comment section below. If you were, say if you were to find out electricity, right? What would you name it? Would you name it after yourself, or would you name it something else? Because I feel like electricity. No, now that I think about it, it must have something to do with electrons. Now that I think about it, I think that's probably what inspired him to name it that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some deeper research into that on Behind the Sides. Stay tuned. All right, so now we have another major point in technology in the 1700s. Okay, in the 1700s, machines produce static electricity were first introduced. First, they were just for fun and nicknamed polar trick machines. Over the century, they developed and advanced. So, interestingly enough, that Thales guy that we talked about from the 600 BC era now is just being tapped into in the 1700s. Wow. So 1100 years later. And then as I said, when they first introduced it, it was just for fun, and then it later on became more developed. We are learning today. But look, this is crazy. So now I have another question. Who developed the static machine? I feel like when we touch base on the founders, we're going to have to double back to that. All right, so we now have 3 of the 7 facts down. 4 more to go. All right, origins of electricity. Wow. You know what's interesting? All right, so I'm intentionally avoiding Wikipedia. I'm intentionally avoiding Wikipedia because I was always told like it wasn't a reliable source. Apparently, you can just buy or get a subscription and then you can edit the website or whatever. So people are just kind of putting information in there and it's not necessarily true. That's what I've been told. So it's not a credible source, and it's so sad because I just feel like it's just sitting there like Pick me. I have information too. And I'm like, yeah. Hey, Wiki, we see you. Hey. But yeah. Yeah, you can't, can't sit at the big kids table. I don't know. All right, so what's really cool is we do have a name here. So according to justenergy.com, someone by the name of, let me see, Alessandra Volta, Alestrio, I think it's Alestrio, also Alestrio Volta, who lived from 1745 to 1827. Alessandria Volta was an Italian scientist who developed the first electric battery. So this is super cool. But not yet. Not yet. We need to hold off on that. So I'm going to hold off on that resource because we have information on the founders of electricity. So I'm going to hold off on that resource, justenergy.com. We're going to hold off on that because that's more specific on like who did it. But right now we're looking for like the base origins. So we need more of those fun facts like the terminology that was invented in the 1600s and stuff like that we found before. All right, so we're going to move on. We're going to go back. We're going to go back to that. So stay tuned for that. All right, origins of technology. So, ISSUU.com has found that most people think technology started with Ben. Now, did I not say that? I said, as far as I know, all I know is that Ben Franklin had a key and was going outside to take out the trash or something like that. And the key fell on a kite, and then he had the kite, and then electrocuted him. And then he went at home, back in the house, and I think it was in his hands, and he touched the couch, and then it turned into a blow up house. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I do know he did. If I'm not, if I, all right, so tell me if I'm wrong. I believe he had a patent or something. Like he did something huge. But we're going to investigate that later. Wow. All right, so the first current was realized as an electric current, and it was produced by a magnet passing through a copper wire. It was an amazing discovery. Almost all electricity we use today is made with both magnets and coils of copper in giant power plants. That's crazy. So if you think about it, like these cords I have here now have those copper wires. And I remember in my physics class, I do remember them discussing sort of like chargers and stuff. They have that copper wire. But if you want to charge faster, they're working on developing, and I think they might have it now, like golden wire coiled on the inside. So I do remember that. So I know, yes, I know that has something to do with, once again, the electrons passing through. They mentioned the current. Yeah, we're following along. See, we know, I feel like we know a reasonable amount of this stuff because we are in like the information age, the technology age, the electricity age. But what I'm trying to do here is I really want to get the details. I want to get like the nitty gritty details. I feel like we're going to go ahead and add this to the presentation though, because that is really interesting. Like that's the first, recognized, I would say expression of technology, of electricity, like electricity actually electricity, you know? This is good. Danger. High voltage. You know what? You know what? Literally, like when I was in my physics class, I would always think of that song whenever we would start talking about, any type of, electric this or this. But I never sang it though. I never sang it though. I was more of a chill student. Yeah. Unfortunately, I did do a reasonable amount of laughing, not to disrupt the class or anything. But if somebody's doing something silly, I'm sorry, I'm silly. I'm going to laugh to myself. I didn't want to, but I did. I did my work. I did my work. I let everybody else cut up, but I I I, I didn't participate in the dysfunction, but I didn't shun it. I laughed and I sat to the side. I didn't say, "Hey, carry on, continue to make me laugh and distract me." I didn't say that, but I don't know because now I look like a bad student. So I'm just gonna be quiet. Anyway, back to electric. Back to electric. Okay, so look, so far we got someone by the name of Thiles discovering amber, creating attraction. We got William Gilbert from the 1600s, who worked for Queen Elizabeth. He was a scientist and physician. He invented the term. We also have the 1700s. The machines produced static were first used, and then we also have the copper wire being coiled and transmitting a current through a magnet in the copper. So we have some pretty good stuff so far. Let's continue right along here. Let's continue right along. Okay, so apparently the turning point of the electric age came just a few years after the development of AC, the altering current power system, and that was introduced by Curator-born scientist Nikola Tesla. We're going to hang on to that later. So I'm going to go ahead and add that in. I'm going to go ahead and add that in. I don't know why I'm singing that. I don't own rights to the song either. Because I know how it be. I know how it be. Okay, so I feel like the reason why. Yeah, I feel like the reason why I chose that song earlier is because I've been familiar with Dua Lipa's work because I guess growing up from her first releases to her biggest debut release, New Rules. I don't know. I just kind of always heard it because it just was popular music, and that's what I listened to when I was really young, like middle school and all that stuff. So she's a familiar artist, and I knew the song, but then I was listening to like the lyrics, and it's obviously about love, but the whole attraction thing and the message of just being drawn together and all that stuff, clearly metaphorical, but literally what we're talking about. So I'm like, you know what? That's an amazing song. That's an amazing song. So yeah, that's why I went with it. All right, so let's find more info. Back to the web, back to the web, back to the web, back to the web. All right, so according to MrElectric.com, a blog based site. Oh, hold up. So the site states the first documentation in the history of electricity dates all the way back to the 500s. Hmm, that's interesting because another source says something different. But you know what? It still does mention Thales, but it also mentions um, the 1600s physician William Gilbert. So I find that to be really, really interesting. I'm going to read further along to see what else it says here. Hmm. All right. You know what? You know what? I find this really interesting. I'm going to have to cross reference back to that website earlier. This is the fun part. This is the fun part. I feel like education can be fun. This is the fun part. You're seeing. Wait, what? Wait, what? I just like my mind to be shocked with new. Oh, write it down, write it down, write it down, write it down. I didn't even set that up. I didn't even set that up. It just, it just was, it was just static. It just worked. It relates to electricity. But yeah, for real though, I didn't. I just like being, shocked and surprised with new information. So I feel like learning is fun. Learning can definitely be fun. We have our buddy here on the side, supporting us fully, standing in. That sides desk person is the one that gets you through the class, and you work together to find out new information. That's what it's about. All right, so look. We have more information here. According to EIA.gov, I'm going to literally mess this up. Alta, Alto, no, Otto von Germerich from Germany. I'm so sorry if I messed it up. From Germany describes and demonstrates a vacuum and then invents a machine that produces static electricity. Wow. All right. So, from that we can take away the 1600s was the introduction of a machine that put to use static electricity, which is extremely interesting. Oh, that's why it's interesting. Okay, so 60 years after the scientist that worked with Queen Elizabeth, the William Gilbert guy, after he created the term electricity, then Otto comes along to say, all right, I'm going to create this. So like a vacuum. I'm going to create this vacuum machine, and I'm actually going to see how electricity works. And that was 60 years after. Wow. Wow. Can you just imagine the science projects back then, like the science fair? And okay, so the interesting thing is I feel like we're making a lot of movement now, like in recent years. But when everything was just like first starting, it must have been so interesting. Just like see how everything was going. But we're gonna touch base on that later because I feel like we're definitely having like a new, revolution in technology now. So it's definitely extremely interesting. We like to study. We like to study too. I feel like this is really cool because say if there's like this random person on the other side, um, listening in, and they have to write a whole report on, I don't know, this literally electricity. Like this is really cool because we're doing the work together. I'm getting you the information, and we're having fun. That's what I said before. Learning can definitely be lots of fun. Okay, so looks like we're down to the last fact. Looks like we're down to the last fact. Um, one more. One more. One more. One more. One more. One more fact on the origins of electricity. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Who's the lucky winner? Everyone except for Wikipedia. I'm so sorry, Wikipedia. I'm so sorry. So who's the lucky site that's going to win the last spot? All right, so the source that we have vetted out is the Institute of Electricity Research. All right, so let's see what they have to say about the origins of electricity. There we go. All right, so of course, we're going to touch base on Benjamin Franklin. They wanted to speak on Benjamin Franklin. Apparently, his famous kite experiment. I knew there was a kite. I knew there was a kite. It's right there. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I knew there was a kite. His famous kite experiment in 1752. It was 1752, but as we discussed before, right? The first kind of like discussions and recognition and investigation, and I'm gonna create a new word, the curricula of technology was all the way back in the 600 BC. So this was many years later, many years later. But it goes to say, in 1752, it showed how little we know about electricity in the era of the American Revolution and the first industrial revolution. All right, so cool. Hmm. Okay, so Eric Zimmerman, 1951, went on to say, the rise of electricity is the most characteristic feature of the so-called industrial revolution. All right, so hang on to that. I feel like we get a lot of discussion on kind of like where it's building, but not necessarily like where it started. Have we exhausted our options? Is it all just about those main points? Did we really exhaust our options? I think we might have. I think we might have got the full story for the most part on its origins. Hmm. You know what? I'm gonna hang on to this site though because I do feel like it has a lot of really good information. Yeah, I feel like it has a lot of good information, but we still need that last fact. Something that's gonna shock us on the origins of electricity. All right. Um. Okay. So I think we might have something. We might have something. We're going back to www.eia.gov, and it's stating that Charles Bush of the United States invented the open coil generator that could produce a steady current of electricity. I feel like that's pretty huge. It has to do with, electricity being used in an actual way that really is going to shift things. And he definitely shifted um, in a major way. So Charles is the last fact. Charles is going to be the last fact, and that's coming from EIA.gov. Let's go ahead and add that to the slideshow in three, two, one. Paste. And I'm, you're like, oh, you just copied that. No. I'm not endorsing just copy and paste. What? No. So basically, my whole strategy when it came to presentations is I did do that. I copied and paste, and then you go and you take that and you want to rework it. You want to have it fresh. You want to have it new. Because in order to, this is important, an important key takeaway. In order to avoid copyright infringement and all that stuff, you want to have your brain actually doing the work. You don't want to just move information to one place because it's not new, it's not fresh, it's not proving that you learned anything. So, what I would always do is take the information, remember to have those sources there, and have that prepared your for your resources page, for your what was that word called? What was that word called? Your source cited page, your can't remember the word. It's where, what is the word? It's, literally, this is this is live. This goes to show. But you know what? We're in front of the internet right now, so why don't I just type it up? I know it's a resources page, but it's all of the things on it, like each, like it's the line of information. You know what I mean? It's like the line of information, where you read it from the page, what the author was, what the, you know, is it a okay? So there's a service called Easy Bed, Easy Bed. All right, so we're getting somewhere. Bibliography, easy citation. Is it a citation? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below. I really don't know what's going on, but it sounds like I never took a one class of school in my entire life that has to do with, you know, English or persuasive essays or anything. And I'm telling you, believe it or not, I was in honors classes in AP. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on right now. But you know what? Sometimes your memory is a shot. But look, we got our buddy on the sides desk, right? So that's what it's about. We're volleying thoughts off of each other. We're gonna help each other out. All right, so yes. We're going along here. We're moving along. The founders of technology. We got a pretty good amount of information. A pretty good amount of information thus far because we got some names. We got names. So we have, remember, Alessandro Volta, right? Alessandro Volta from 1745 to 1827. We're going to go ahead and add that name in here and move right along. But you know what? Remember that Thales guy? We can't get Thales. We have to get Thales in here. All right. 1600s, right? Yes. He was from Greece, and he rubbed silk and found out. Uh, wow, amber and silk. I wonder what he was trying to make though. So when he rubbed it together, he created an attraction that was pulling up the feathers. Can you just imagine? Can you just imagine not knowing anything about electricity and like you're literally like, you know, creating electric and then you're finding out that you're picking up feathers and you're picking up leaves. He's like, what's going on? Can you imagine? I don't know. I don't know. I think I would have probably went a little crazy if I was him back then. So let's go ahead and add him. He's definitely in the number one spot right now because he's like electric founder, right? And I find it extremely interesting that the term electricity wasn't named until later. And it was by a completely different person, but he definitely like found it first. And it should have been called something else. It should have been called like Filestricity or something. I don't know. I don't know because I feel like yeah he found it like yeah basically the way it's described he definitely found it first but that's neither here or there. We're gonna go ahead and add William Gilbert on that note. All right, so William Gilbert, remember he coined the term electricity. We're still trying to find out why it's not called Gilbertricity, why it's not called Thilestricity, but it's called electricity. We're trying to find out that piece of information. I feel like I already have the answer to it because it has something to do with like electrons. You know, like they went to the educational route. But if they didn't and they named it after themselves, I figure you know, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But hey, we're in the future and we found out that that didn't happen. So let's go ahead and add that name in here. Next, according to EIA.gov, we have Stephen Gray from England, And basically, what he did is he distinguished between the conductors and the non conductors of electrical charges. Okay, that's important. I literally have my phone charging right over there. If it wasn't for Stefan, none of us would be able to log into TikTok. Save TikTok, by the way. But yeah, nobody will be able to log into to anything because our nothing would be charged. Nothing would be charged. It's like, oh, is this here? Is this here? So he's literally like, oh, this is the difference. So that's super huge. I feel like he definitely deserves to be on the list of the founders. Definitely, definitely, his impact was huge. All right, three more spots. Three more spots. Are we at Ben Franklin? I feel like it's just such of a huge moment. I feel like we have to though. We have to. All right. So 1957. I mean, no, not 1957. All right, 1752. 1752. Remember, 1752. Benjamin Franklin of the United States tied a key. This is a quote from EIA.gov. Okay, so he tied a key to a kite string during a thunderstorm and proved that static electricity and lightning were the same thing. That's huge. That's huge. That's huge. I'm gonna touch base on it later, but I remember hearing in physics, a physics class, something about the electric rods. During thunderstorms, they were created and they drive the electric down to the center or the beneath the house or something like that. My memory's a little fuzzy on that. Um, but they outsourced. They outsourced, which was really cool. Um, Taking kind of like what was like God given, like the elements, and working it into something great. Oh my gosh, my mind is literally like all over the place, and I'm trying so hard not to like do too much tree branch commentary. It's pretty much just like a thing I thought of because I go from one place and then boom, 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 and I'm here, boom, boom, boom. I call it tree branch commentary. We're trying to not tree today. We're trying to not tree today. We're trying to stay the course. But I'm definitely going to have to revisit that when it comes to like major, breakthroughs. So if I don't put it in the slideshow, put it down in the comment section below. Um, because yeah, that's definitely like huge. Like to outsource and then use it for like another thing. Then you have wind turbines. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. All right, so where were we? Okay, so Benjamin Franklin, 1952. Why do I keep saying 1952? 1752. Wow. So he finds out that static electricity and lightning were the same thing. That's actually crazy to think about. We're gonna have to research that because, like, how is that happening? Are like the clouds creating friction and then it thunders and lightnings? That can't be. It all comes down to the molecular level. That's like the smart way I'm thinking about it. But like in my normal way of thinking about it, I would say I don't know. It's because the clouds are bumping into each other and they're like, "Hey, you're in the way," push, 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 and then it's a thunderstorm. But in real time, it probably is something a lot more, convoluted than I'm thinking about. Once again, when in doubt, choose electrons. So electrons most likely did something. Okay. All right, so we have two spots left. We have Electrovolta down here already. The electric battery, which is crazy. That's insane. And Volt was named in his honor. Oh my goodness. So he has to go in here twice, but he can't though. You know what? I'm just gonna leave him once. But that's huge. Like the battery, like that's crazy. You see these lights right here? The lights that I turned on? Yeah, we're controlling them right now. Brightness up, brightness up. There's batteries in here. AAA. There's no batteries in here. they are controlled by those currents and those coils and those coppers and those, all of that stuff. But there's batteries in here. Like, what would we do? What would we actually do without batteries? If you want to, leave that comment down below. What would you do without batteries? Like, what in Volt was named that? Like, that's insane. Volt was named after this guy. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And creative. That's crazy. All right, so next, let's see. According to the Institute for Energy Research.org, who's the ground shaker? Who's the ground shaker? What's okay? So the source finds that Forrest McDonald, not the one with the fries and the hamburgers, by the way, the, Mc, Forrest McDonald, the electricity one. All right, so yeah, Forrest McDonald wrote of electricity in a biography, which is extremely interesting. So he stated that for 35 years of labor to make electric power universal, cheap, and abundant, Insull had its reward from a grateful people. So that was the town where he was working, right? This was like the I would say like the epicenter of all the research, and he finally found what they were looking for, the renewable energy source, right? He wanted to be cheaper, so he found that. So all right, I'm gonna see why they mentioned them though. Like, why did they mention him? Let's see. So it says in 1935 the Federal Power Act authorized the Federal Power Commission now of 1935 required multi-state companies to divest properties to operate in only one state. That's excuse me. Yeah, that's crazy. And this is all because of who? Forrest McDonald. Wow. Guys, imagine just knowing that you had your hand in something so huge as electric. Like, just whenever there's like a huge cultural shift, like not even just cultural, but this is global, like electrics everywhere. To know that you had something to do with it is just insane. Um, Obviously, the people that were responsible for the origins of technology aren't alive anymore, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, they still had a huge role. They still had a huge role. And if they were living today, up like 400 something years old, can you imagine what it would be like for Ben Franklin to have Twitter? Like, what would that look like? I wonder what he would post. I feel like he would have really interesting key collection, and would just like post keys or something. I don't know what it would look like. I really don't know. What would a Benjamin Franklin selfie look like? I don't know. Yeah. So you know what? One more figure we have to mention. We have to mention, of course, Nikola Tesla. You know, we hear this, we hear of Tesla, but what exactly did he do? What did he do? Why is everybody talking about him? Well, what's going on? What's happening? All right, so apparently he pioneered a generation. He pioneered a generation, transmission, and use of the altering current in electricity, which can be transmitted over much greater distances than a direct current. Tesla patented the device to introduce electrical current in a piece of iron spinning between two electrified coils of wire. Wow. You know I taught him that, right? No, I'm just kidding. But wow. So yeah, of course his name goes on the list here. Definitely a groundbreaker. Definitely a groundbreaker in regards to electricity. Wow. All right, so we're gonna move right along here. We're gonna move right along. Major breakthroughs. I feel like where we left off on there with Nikola Tesla doing that, we have to put that back there. We have to, just kind of, have that literally go right as number one. Major breakthroughs, obviously, to have it go a longer distance, have it have more effect, have it be more powerful is obviously huge. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to put that down for the first fact. So Nikola Tesla patenting the altering current. And that was in 1956. Wow. All right. I always sing the same song whenever I'm researching anything. Do 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 do. Yeah, but this is cool. This is cool. We're just starting out. But like, when you guys really get it going and you go ahead and sign up with these QR codes, we're gonna be really vibing out together. We're gonna have a good time together. Right now, it's a party of one. So you know what? This is day one. We're getting through day one. But as we're gonna end up working together on stuff, finding this information out together, and being able to talk, have conversation on that stuff's gonna be even better. But you know what? This is probably one. Hopefully you're entertained. I don't know. I don't know. Should I sing again, Jake? I am me a feel. I don't know. Hopefully, let me know. Let me know. All right, so we're moving right along here. Okay, so forums.mikehalt.com has found that we hit a dead end, guys. Yeah, I thought this was interesting. Never mind. This is no. This is okay. So basically, what that is like a forum, like helping people find out electrical issues and how to fix them. I'm like, you know what? We're about to get a major breakthrough in electricity. We're gonna put this down the slideshow, and you know what? It's dead end. But you know what? It happens. This is live. This is it's not live, but this is untampered footage. So you're gonna get all of the all of the ins and outs here as we go through what we're going through here, trying to get this information. You know what's crazy? Everything is literally electric, if you think about it. Because remember those electrons that we were talking about, and protons? So with the periodic table, it pretty much is telling you all the elements have different types of electrons, protons, all that stuff. So everything's essentially electric, which is really, really interesting. Oh, this is pretty cool. 1909, the world's first pumped storage plant opened in Switzerland. That is so cool. All right, so we're gonna have to add that to the list. And you know what else is awesome? That's also from U.S. Energy Information Administration. All right, so yeah, that's our source. I'm gonna go ahead and add that. Add that in there. Add that in there. Add that in there. Oh. So it looks like, it looks like Twinkle USA is back and it's telling us Joshua Henry discovered the principles of the domino and electric generator. Microfaraday demonstrated electromagnetic induction by passing a magnet through a coil of wire. I feel like we kind of heard that. Oh, the first telegraph machine? Wow. All right, so we definitely have to go with that. That's Charles Wheatstone and William Fothergill Cooke created the first telegraph machine. I feel like that's really, really huge because that's how we led here to phones and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and add that in there. We're definitely adding that in. That is crazy. What is this? 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 All right, so remember when you're adding information into your slides that you're going to edit later and you kind of all want it to just be like aesthetically pleasing and make sense. If you paste it into your document, remember to paste it in without formatting because I feel like I keep forgetting that. And then when it goes in there, it literally has like 0.2 text and I have to like go back. Very odd, very odd. All right, so you know what? We're going to go head on over to Drax Global, www.drax.com is going to be our source for the next one. And they apparently have 14 moments that electrified history. Wow, very nice play on words there. So we should definitely find a major breakthrough in history. Let's go ahead. I'm going to scan through, see what's going on. I'm trying to get those ASMR points. I don't know. We're too silly. All right, so look. Drax.com found 2750 BC. Electricity first recorded in the form of electric fish. What? All right, so ancient Egyptians referred to electric catfish as thunderers of the Nile and were fascinated by these creatures, which led to a millennia of wonder and intrigue, including conducting and documenting crude experiments. Such as touching the fish with a iron rod to cause electric shocks. That's crazy. That's wild. I'm gonna create a new word. That's alacragus. It really is so alacragus. Wow. So alacragus, guys. But you know what? I feel like we have to put it down there because it's still a breakthrough. Tasers are still being used to this day. It keeps a lot of people safe. Is it crude? Yes. Is it alacragus? Yes. But it's a breakthrough. And apparently, if ancient Egyptians all the way back then are using that, that's like tying all the way to today, and it's a breakthrough. I don't know. I feel like we might have to add that in there. Crazy stuff. Electrocuting fish, though, like, I hope they at least ate them, you know? Man. It was so alacragus, guys. Just, gosh. Okay, so let's go carry on here. Carry on. James Watt transforms the Industrial Revolution. All right, let's see. James Watt transforms the Industrial Revolution with the invention of a modified Newcomb age machine known as the Watt steam system. Now go ahead, Mr. Watt. Congratulations. Yes, you named the process. You named the machine after yourself. Yes. When you see the Beingthinator 17,000 coming along, just know that you heard it here first. If you find something, just name it like it just makes sense. I feel like that's what most people do. But when it came to electricity, it wasn't named that way. And that's why I wanted to shout out to James Watt. Yes. James Watt, if you're there, I need you to like and share this video. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I know you're not there. But look, don't creepy if you were. Don't respond. Block the page. I don't know. So look, he literally named it the Watson steam engine. Congratulations to him. So what is that for? Engines no longer had to rely on the sometimes temperamental wind, water, or manpower. Instead, steam from boiling water could drive the pistons back and forth. I just need a minute. I just need a moment. That was so smart. Like, I feel like we hear things, and do you ever hear something that's like, that was so amazing? You wish you would have created it first or thought of it first. That's insane. That's literally insane. So the steam is allowing it to function, so you don't need manpower or more water. When we still have wind turbines, which is used and very, very useful, but this allowed the whole function to still go on without nature and manpower. So super cool. We're definitely adding James Watson's Watson steam engine in. That's absolutely amazing. All right, we only have 2 more spots left. Let's see what it is going to be. We're going to walk away with a lot of information, guys. We're going to walk away with a lot of information, which is super cool. We're learning so much today, guys. We're learning so much today. Alright, so I want to fast forward a little bit here. 1882, the world's first public power station opens. Holborn Power Station, also known as Edison Electric Light Station, burnt coal to drive a steam turbine to generate electricity. Wow. I just find it so extremely interesting how everything kind of like gives back to each other if you think about it, if it makes sense, like what I'm saying. Because dinosaurs, right? Apparently dinosaurs were believed to be here years ago, when I was 2 years old. And no, they were here years ago, right? And they, died, and their fossils were in the earth, and through years of just packing on weight, ground on top of them, layers of just lots of ground and weight and just, earth. It smushed them down and turned them into coal. Without sounding super sciencey and fancy, that's basically what happened. So this coal now is powering the future as of 1982, right? If you compare dinosaur years to 1982, that's definitely future. So definitely interesting. And now also things that were invented back in that time in the early stages of electricity power today. Boom, 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 boom. Crazy. So we're going to add that in for number 6, and then we're going to speed all the way ahead for a major breakthrough, because I definitely definitely want to touch base on Wi-Fi, and I definitely want to touch base on Bluetooth. What? Okay, because I always had that question, like, how does Bluetooth work? Like, how does it really work? Like, I would watch all different types of interesting videos, trying to find out information. I got a lot of information, but it's just certain things that just don't click in your mind. Like, if you're on a plane, like, how is a plane really taking tons of weight and flying through the sky? One time I looked up, I seen a plane flying this way. It turned over here, it turned back around, and to me, I'm thinking it's more of like a parabola type thing. It goes, it takes all of its energy, it goes to a certain point, the apex, I believe it's called the apex or whatever, right? And then it goes down. But apparently that's not how it is. Something doesn't seem right about that. Something doesn't seem right. And that's why I was like, I don't think I'm going to fly anywhere. I don't think I'm going to fly. If we're going to Hawaii, I'm going to have to walk. Well, I can't walk over. Canoe? Swim? What? You know what? I know I'm eventually going to fly. I am going to fly. I want to fly. But, I don't know. I feel like, in all honesty, I just like understanding the process before I get involved. Like, going inside of... I don't know. I might sound silly. But just hear me out. If you don't understand how you're flying, and then you go and fly, and you're just like, you just have all these questions. I don't know. It's like maybe I wasn't meant to see Fiji. Maybe I just was only supposed to buy the little Fiji colognes, and believe in my mind, this was brought to me from the islands. This is me experiencing the islands, because in order to get over there, I have to fly, and I don't understand right now. But you know what? Stay along for the journey. Maybe one day I'm gonna go to you guys and like, you know what? We're flying to what's about, but right now I don't know how the process works, so I wouldn't want to fly. That's just me. Same thing with Bluetooth. But interestingly enough, I do use Bluetooth on the daily, and I don't know how it works either. So I guess that makes me really sound like confusing. But I don't know. I'm not flying through the air with Bluetooth, so there is a difference. That's all I'm saying. All right, so we're still making the same mistake here. We're pasting it, and it's like showing up weird. So for the record, when you go to paste something, say paste without formatting. All right, now it's working. So lastly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and search, how does Bluetooth work? Bluetooth is electricity. Bluetooth, how does it work? I'm going to find out for the record. Bluetooth, how does it work? And this is definitely a major breakthrough. Okay, so devices connected in a Bluetooth network communicate with each other using ultra-high frequency UHF radio waves. These are electromagnetic waves with frequencies around 2.8 gigahertz, 2.4 billion waves per second. UHF waves are different frequencies different frequencies used in microwave ovens, GPS systems, and many other devices. Wow. So when was it invented, right? Like, who made it? You know what else is crazy? Just the other night, I went to bed and I was going to listen to my phone. And my phone said the Bluetooth was on, right? I went and turned on my headphones and it went like boop, and it just immediately connected. So does it like save? Do devices like save connection, material, information, history, and then as soon as like the wave is like signaled, that's insane. That's literally insane. There's so much interesting and mind-blowing and shocking information right around us, right under our nose. And I find it really interesting. Like, learning can be fun. It really can be. And that's why I'm glad I'm doing this, because you're just like, wait, what? And then you have another question about this. You have another question about that. I have my nephew on the daily saying, why? And at first, it's like, why do you keep asking why? Like, because. But then it's like, no, like, you're learning the world around you when you're young. And it brings you back, like, when you were a child asking why. Hopefully you were, asking why. Because it's just so much to learn. And I feel like, without getting too deep, because look, tree branch commentary. But real quick, I feel like, like, it just reminds us of, like, the simplicities of life, what we used to do. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well, and like that type of thing. It reminds you of, like, when you were learning, like, you should, and then, like, it tells you, like, you should still be asking why. So this is essentially, in a nutshell, what the show is about, really. It just happened just like that. So, yeah, my nephew inspired, like, that whole conversation that we just had just now. Asking why and find out why together with a friend on the side, and you discuss together and find out together. So essentially, that's what it's about. That's what we're doing here. Just learning and having fun with it. Yeah. Without going too deep, just like having fun with learning is essentially what it's about. 1999 was extremely recent. Wow, Bluetooth, according to Britannica.com, Bluetooth 1.0 specifications were released in 1999. The technology was appeared in mobile phones and desktop computers in 2000, 1 year later, and spread to printers and mobile computers and laptops the following year. So in 3 years, it had all of that commotion going on. And in the episode earlier, a little clip of behind the sides, I explained to you guys in the unboxing video that the Sony V114 model does have wireless communication, so you can share the videos that you record on there to your phone using Bluetooth. Which is crazy. Like, it's just I guess flying through the air. Right now as we speak, there's just stuff flying through the air and we don't even see it. It's crazy. But we're gonna go ahead and add that into the slide. Into the slide. Okay. So yeah, that's gonna be our last one, number 7 for the major breakthroughs. Interesting thing, I'm gonna go ahead and share this with you guys, so then you can go ahead and add information and all that and all that and all that and all that, and it could be a group project, like, it should be. So, impact in industries. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and find our 7 facts on how did technology impact each individual industry. The first thing I thought about, for some reason, was the whole voting system, because we used to send in paper ballots, and that was the primary and the only way that we would vote. And can you imagine how long it took counting these ballots? I guess trying to find out, is it credible, is it not? Does somebody turn in two? Any of the questions that you could have had. But now there's an electronic way to doing it, and it just makes it so much easier and I guess more credible, like having like a database of, oh, this person did this here when they were on the screen. Here's when they did it, all of that. I feel like it makes it a lot easier. And also when it comes to, I guess, the whole process of campaigning too, the campaign trail looks completely different now that we have TV versus, I guess, people going from town to town. Um, how did they do it? Just like meet up in a random spot, just stand on a ponderosa, just like stand on a mountain or stand on a hill and like, hey guys, I'm running for office. Please listen to what I have to say. Looks completely different versus now when you can literally, I don't know, go live on Instagram and tell your whole campaign speech from the comfort of your home, wearing a blazer on the top and then some pants that you got from Walmart that are super comfortable, and your feet are inside of slippers and you have a coffee on or a shiny cup on the side. You just turn on your phone, connect to your Bluetooth, your Wi-Fi that we talked about earlier, and literally deliver the speech of a lifetime. People are liking it and sharing it, and then tens of millions of people understand you're running for office. Here's why you're running, and you're really just a good candidate or not. I feel like that looks completely different. So we're going to go ahead and dive deep on how does technology, no, yeah, how does electricity, how does, technology affect the whole voting process? Because it is industry, it's a way that the world works. We vote. Well, not the whole world. I would say, mm, let's just say America, because yeah, we're a democracy. All right, so yeah. All right, so we're going to see specifically how does technology affect the government. So technology advances in secure data storage, data sharing, data analysis, and data visualization have potential to enhance government transparency and accountability. That's huge. And that was found by UC Berkeley Labor Center. So I'm going to go ahead and add that in because, and you know what else is crazy? Look, it says, wow, 2 billion 40 million results in 0.41 seconds. Technology is insane. It's literally, can you just think about that? Can you just think about that? Can you just think? I know I seem like I'm being like I'm doing the most, but like what? 2,400,000,000 results. These are websites, resources, all of that in less than half a second. Come on. Like that's crazy. And you know this is why, like you say, like, hey Alexa, same question and the same results in the same amount of time, and then they're speaking it to you, so it's like different. But that's crazy. Like we need to understand what we have our hands on. And me being a Generation Alpha no, I'm not that young. Generation Z member, and I kind of like grew up as it was building and then seeing the whole thing um, is a lot different than a Generation Alpha being born when it's literally at its like apogee, like that's crazy, and they have access to all this information, and now you can be like 5, 6 years old doing research on just anything in the comfort of your home. So much information, 2 billion sources of information in under a second. Like that's wild. That's so crazy. I need water. That's so crazy. Like, oh my gosh, what? All right, so the main things I want to touch on, I'm going to touch on communication. We touched on the government. I'm going to touch on communication, entertainment, um, I guess fashion industry, like textile, agriculture. Yeah, I want to touch on like the main ones. I want to touch on like the main ones. Oh my gosh, guys, we got one more topic left to go. That's crazy. This went fast. This went super, super fast. Yeah, give me the feeling, feeling so strong. I know you've been treating yourself wrong. Let me care for you, you baby. I'ma love you differently. Give you everything you need. Give it to you. Oh my. All right. I'm sorry. Like, say for example, in the wildest imagination, you actually don't like Dua Lipa. I'm sorry. Because the song is now stuck in my head. I went and like remembered it and looked it up and was like, you know what? I have to sing this. I have to sing this because it works. And now it's stuck in my head. So like I don't know what to do. So that's why I keep singing it. But I don't know. It's just as like a singer, as like a writer, whatever. I write music too. You just know when a song lyrically is there, when it melodically is there, and then it just works. And it's such a journey, so many different changes that it goes through. Listening to the song, and it just sticks like Velcro. Um, it's that song. Another song will be like Kesha and Pitbull's song is Going Down. And a lot of people don't actually know, but the Money Long lady, Patrice, I think her name is. She wrote that song, and that song was stuck in my head when I was in sixth grade too. So there's a lot of songs stuck in my head. So please forgive me if I just burst out in song. Okay, I didn't mean to, you know. But anyway, so how does technology, how does electricity, how did it impact agriculture? Farmers no longer have to apply water, fertilizers, and pesticides across an entire field. Instead, they can use minimum quantities required to target specific areas or even treat individual plants differently with higher crop productivity. And I figure that is an amazing thing because I think that was a problem like in 2021, something like that. I don't know why. I want to dig deeper into that. But say if we didn't have the technology to go and target specific crops, it would be way worse, right? So that was from USDA.nif.gov. We're going to go ahead and add it right in here, right about there, right about there. Now we're going to go ahead and see how does technology affect textile. If you see my Instagram, So Mogul, you'll know that I do have an apparel fashion line. And the first phase, the first push, the first looks, the first era, I don't know, is going to be released this fall in September on a website. So yeah, with that being said, I am very interested in fashion, clothes, textile, whatever. So I have to find out. I have to find out too. So apparently, technology in fashion enables fabrics, patterns, and pieces to be virtually created at first. That makes the process much more sustainable. The designers can work on all the creations online, then approve and test them. Just imagine hand weaving, like print. Print. Say if you were to take a picture and like superimpose it onto a fabric and work something with it, like I feel like that's really huge in like the island countries. I mean island, um, yeah. Wait, what? What am I even saying? The islands, the islands. What do you want to say? Barbados, Tobago, Tobago. Sorry. Um, any of the islands. I feel like it's really huge in like the islands, right? the higher temperature, the climate, and they wear like silks and really nice flowing gowns and dresses, um, and lots and the print and just amazing like the Bahamian dresses, yeah, the colors and you even think about the clothes in a lot of Latin American territories. Um, yes, print is very huge down there. Can you imagine hand sewing all of that? I can imagine. So super, 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 super impactful. I would say. I would say it's super impactful. All right. Wow. Wow. I pasted in this way. Oh man, nuggets. All right, so next we're gonna go ahead to obviously entertainment. That's what we're doing right now. How does it affect the entertainment industry? Obviously, right? I feel like can you imagine entertainment back then versus now? You can turn on your screen, turn your screen on, and see Beingth, me doing this crazy stuff on here. I got all this stuff going on, colors here and clothes and wires, just crazy cups and do you be seeing me on Snapchat acting like a whole fool? You get to see that, right? You get to see your favorite YouTubers. You watch PewDiePie. You watch Trisha Paytas. You watch is Shane Dawson uncanceled yet? Sorry, we love Shane. We love Shane. Who else isn't canceled? I'm just gonna go away from that conversation. You know what? I don't know. I just think after a reasonable amount of time, everybody should be brought out of the uncanceled box. You throw people into the box of being canceled, and then after a certain amount of time, just dump it out and start over. I don't know. I feel like everybody's human. Everybody makes mistakes. It's just it is what it is. So he made some great videos. Shane Dawson, sending love, sending support to you. Who else though? Who else? So let's stay on task. Who else are you watching? Who else are you watching? Mr. Beast, right? Huge, but like the hugest channel. Name, you know what? Name your favorite YouTuber down in the comment section below. It could be me, but I ain't gonna force you to say it. Yeah, name your favorite favorite entertainer down below. Who's your favorite singer? Whatever. You can literally, like I said, bring them up on your tablet, bring them up on your phone, and be entertained right there in literally seconds. Just that alone is insane. But let's see what the internet has to say. What does technology? What is electricity? What does that have to say about how it affects the industry? Right on board, medium.com states the digital revolution has changed the face of entertainment. Physical format CDs, DVDs, do you remember those? And books have been largely replaced with digital formats. Streaming platforms like Netflix, Spotify, and Kindle have made entertainment more accessible than ever before. Ooh, I almost hit the thing. All right, so we literally just said that. We literally just said that right here on the sides, right? Yeah. We literally just said that. Like, it's accessibility. You think of one person right now. Think of one person right now. Are they funny to you? Are they entertaining to you? Can they sing? Can they dance? Are they just entertaining, right? And you say, I want to see that person right now. You bring it up on your phone and you see it. Like, that's crazy. Before you had to wait X amount of time before, I don't know, before let's say Barbra Streisand. We love Barbra, right? But if Barbara is only going to perform X amount of years over a period of time in your city, you have to wait to see her. You can't just go to YouTube to hear her songs. You can't just pull up YouTube way back in the day or DM Barbara and say, hey Barbara, I understand You're really busy right now, but can you please drop an album, please? We miss your Bob. You can't say you can't say that. You can't. You can't. If you're back then. Nowadays, you probably can, and you can do it in an even more interesting way. You create a challenge or something. You post a video, and you get your friends online to post videos too, and then it goes viral. Everyone's begging for Barbara Streisand and her amazing bob and vocals to come back and drop another album. And she's like, you know what, you guys had so much impact. I'm going to drop this album. I'm dropping this album tonight. No, I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, she gets influenced instantly over internet. Before, no, and you didn't even know Barbara Streisand the way that you know her today. Back then, once again, because of the internet, it's accessibility. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and add that in from medium.com. And yeah, we're gonna move right along here. We're gonna move right along. So how does electricity affect, let's see. I want to think marketing. That's the whole industry too. I had to take that course in my freshman year of college and also my senior year of high school. So I took it twice, and it was really really fun, really interesting. I could see myself working in that. I could see myself working in that industry. It's extremely interesting, like getting people to buy things, or like not even just the commercialism of it, overconsumption. It's things that are useful, and you're explaining to it, and you're delivering the message, and it's telling you just it's. I feel like it's a really cool industry. All right, so the significance in digital marketing, the technological advances, businesses can now use data analysis to identify and understand how audiences behave, preferences, and interests help develop each targeted campaign. That's amazing. And it resonates with the audience too. It identifies a niche, it identifies a demographic, right? And it says, we want to go and say, hey, anybody interested in Anita Baker? What do people that are interested in Anita Baker eat for dinner? What do people that are interested in Anita Baker wear on their feet? Is it flats? Is it kitten heels? I don't know, but we're going to find out using technology. So huge advantage due to technology that you didn't have before. Before, everything just was written down. You want to get a yam? All right, here's the yam. Here's what you see. I can't promote it to you in the best way. But due to technology, you can. Alrighty, we're moving along here. So what's another industry? How does electricity influence or how did it affect um hmm, let's say we did entertainment. But I feel like the arts are outside of entertainment in a way. We have one going here. I feel like it's outside of entertainment. So once again, increased accessibility to the sharing of images, performances, words. It makes it easier to operate. Of course. And yeah, that's visual. That's visual we spoke about, but also the tangible too. We cannot forget about the tangible. We can't. It's really important to me. It's really important. Hopefully, it's important to you. We cannot. It's like our connection to the old world in a way. On that note, don't forget that this is going to be. Don't forget this is going to be available on the Gemstratic Etsy. So don't forget that you can actually purchase this piece as well. All right. We're going to go and take a look at one more industry. What is it going to be? Um, Transportation. Definitely transportation. Definitely transportation industry. Because before we just were walking and swimming, right? Technology has also made it possible for businesses to plan their routes more efficiently, um, reducing delivery times and saving fuel costs. We love to save. It's $1,000 a gallon now. So you know what? Maybe it'll be $1 million a gallon if we weren't being more fuel efficient. You know, say Columbus, for example, going the wrong way, then coming back, going the wrong way. What? What? If he was look, if Christopher Columbus had Snapchat, was like, guys, am I going the right way? Or he just turned on the GPS, said, hey Alexa, please take me to that land over there or whatever. Would have been a lot easier, right? And that's where we end off on number 7. Cool. Falling into you. Even electricity can compare to what I feel when. Alright, so look. Electricity and where's it going? Where are we going now? That's our last stop here on the crazy town on the sides. Where is electricity going today? Where are we headed? Wow. So new models are planned to consist of smaller units, even though their uh, even though their capacity will be lower. They will be connected to networks powered by renewable sources. So that's the new thing, the renewable sources. And this is found by isgrimerico.com. I hope I'm saying that right. Super cool. So it's all about eliminating the waste. I feel like that's what we're going for the future, is eliminating the waste. I definitely want to add that in here, and I'm going to add that in here for our number 1 spot. All right, so smaller power units with increased accessibility, renewability. Those are the main key takeaways. All right. According to Earth.com, happy Earth Day too, by the way. Technology such as solar and wind are the heart of transformations taking place across the global energy system. All right, so that's where we're going to tackle greenhouse emissions, reduce air pollution, and it also states expand energy accessibility. So once again, it's about accessibility, but it's cleaning the earth. That's where we're headed. We're headed to clean the earth. We're headed to, stop creating as much waste. So we're gonna go ahead and add that in there too. Um, so I wanted to try to see if it will be obsolete. I feel like that's an interesting direction. It will not be obsolete. What would it be by 2050? According to Neurosolar.com, by 2050, it'll be the year of renewable take over coal, oil, and gas, according to the latest Bloomberg report. By that year, demand of electricity will grow, partly driven by the rise of electric vehicles. So the electric vehicles are definitely the push. So that's where we're heading to. I want to kind of get to like the AI stuff. I know you guys too. I know you guys too want to get to that AI stuff because I feel like that's where we're headed. Let's just crack the egg open and really get to it. Let's just really get to the nitty gritty. Okay. Let's just really get to it. Come on here. Let's stop wasting time. Let's get to AI. Okay, because AI, what? Come on. They bringing up information about Alabama football. What's going on? I typed in where is AI going? What? Do I have to type it all the way in? I think I might have to. Okay. 979 million results in 0.48 seconds. Okay, so it's saying that AI is going to be expected to improve healthcare, manufacturing, and customer service, leading to higher quality experience for both workers and customers. However, it does face challenges like increased regulation, data privacy concerns, and worries over job loss. So that's crazy. That's crazy. I feel like we're gonna go ahead and put that in here, and that's builtin.com. That's the resource. Okay, we're gonna definitely put that in there. Wow. Wow. Okay, so wow. All right, so what would it look like in 10 years? What would AI look like in 10 years? Within 10 years, accessibility to quantum computing technology will have increased dramatically, meaning many more discoveries and efficiencies are likely to have been made. The emergence of quantum computing is likely to also create significant challenges for society. By 2024, these could be hot topics. This report was released February 19th, 2024, Forbes.com. So it's pretty interesting that they said by 2024, and it's literally that year now. When they were like, it's that year currently, and it was that year when they released it. So I don't know. I find that to be really interesting. But now we're going to branch off of that into quantum computing. Okay. So let's see here. What's the okay. So the next big thing for AI is quantum computing. Wow. And to think this all started with amber, right? Amber and leather, amber and silk being rubbed together and picking up feathers, and then it was an interest there, and then it sparked the whole movement now, and now we're talking about quantum computing. Quantum computers are the fundamental difference between traditional computers. They use the principles of quantum mechanics, a process of information that allows them to perform certain tasks exceptionally faster than traditional computers. So that's where we're headed. We're headed into more advanced quantum computing. All right. And to think this all started with some silk and amber, like that's crazy. That's crazy. Do 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 do. I want to say, like, is artificial intelligence like the last stop for technology? Like, does it get better than artificial intelligence? I'm gonna say, is there something is there something more than artificial intelligence? I don't know. So, what is the most advanced technology other than technology, other than artificial intelligence? There are a few things more powerful than AI, apparently, at least in current state of technology. This includes superintelligence. Superintelligence is a hypothetical type of AI that will vastly be more intelligent than any human. What? So is that where we're going for electricity, for technology? I'm gonna go now and search into super intelligence. Let's see together what super intelligence is. So super intelligence, according to Bob Bostrom, super intelligence is any intellect greatly exceeds the cognitive performances of humans in virtually all domains of interest. This means that super intelligence is smarter than visionaries in any field and can surpass genius level human beings that wow, I just need a minute here. What started off as like an interesting delve into what is electricity is now having me thinking about like life. Like wow. Hmm. Well, it's not smarter than us. I know it's not smarter than us because see, we're here together, and what we're doing together here is special. We're I think we're smarter than any AI, if you ask me. Go down the comment section below and let the chat know that you're smarter than AI. Because I believe you are. I believe you are. I believe you are. I don't think they got us yet. I don't think they got us yet. Alright, so apparently the risk of superintelligence, if not primary controlled, uh, and unaligned artificial intelligence could directly or indirectly use massive job loss by rendering human activity and creating novel bioweapons and this just got dark. Okay, all right. Let's shift gears here. But you know what? For the sake of argument, I'm gonna go ahead and add it to the chat to the slides. Because I don't know. All right. So that was from the bulletin.org, December 2021. December 21st, 2023. Excuse me. And I find it interesting because I seen this movie. I think it was called Mother or something, and it had literally the same plot. So I'm like, okay, all right. So should I feel some type of way when I'm using Bluetooth or Wi-Fi? Like, I don't know. Yeah. So let's end it off on like a lighter note. As far as technology goes. So let's see. No, a direction I really want to take is like, is electricity going to be replaced? Hmm. So national academics, the future of electric power in the U.S. The electricity system is undergoing significant changes, such as growth of generation sources connected directly to distribution systems, increasing the amounts. Wow, wow. Are you ready for this? We go here. Huh. Hmm. I don't know. It looks like we. I don't know. Okay, so the crazy thing is like sometimes these forum, like it'll be like a forum and not all the information we're looking for. So bummer. Um. All right. So I'm just gonna move on here. I'm gonna move on. All right. www.iea.org. Let's see what we got. The energy world is set to change significantly by 2030 based on today's policy settings alone. All right, so major shifts underway today are set to result in a considerably different global energy system by the end of this decade, according to the IEA's New World Energy Outlook 2023. Okay, so this includes almost 10 times as many electric cars on the road nationwide, solar PV generating more electricity than the entire United States power system does currently. Renewables share the global electricity mix nearing 50%, up from around 30% today, heating pumps and other electric heating systems, outselling fossil fuel boilers globally, and three times as much investment going into new offshore wind projects than into coal and gas firing power plants. So once again, we see a direction for like cleaner source of energy. That's the overall thesis here. Understanding that it's about renewable, it's about accessibility, and it's about clean energy. So that's the key takeaways. That's the key takeaways. So we're going to go ahead and add that in for number 7. All right, that's that. So look, now it's time for science time. All right, so as you see, I'm the one that's here on this side desk right now. Let me get some real quick. So first, one fact that you've learned, the most surprising fact that I've learned taken away from this has to be the number one fact that we learned. Just the fact that just the fact that the whole interest of tech of electricity started from a piece of amber and silk being rubbed together, and it was Thales, right? And he picked up this feather because it was electrically charged. I feel like that's super cool. That's super cool. I did want to see another one though. I did want to see another one, but I feel like I'm going with that. But the Ben Franklin thing, I feel like was really cool too. But it'll be like generic to say, "Oh, Ben Franklin, yeah." So so I'm not gonna go with that. One fact I would like to share in addition to everything. Let's see. What do I got? What do I got? I don't know. Okay, so we didn't discuss the fact that um, phones have hotspots, so you can connect to a person's phone and share their data, share their electric connection to the internet. I don't know. I guess that's a pretty cool fact. I don't know. I don't know. All right, so this was great. This was fun. We've been here smelling linen candles. We got water in a fancy little like holographic looking cup. We have a painting going. Wow. Man. On a real note, in this 5 minute session that we have here, because it is 5 minutes or 10 minutes down at the end for a sides time with the host, and since I'm by myself, I'm gonna be talking about myself. But yeah, in just this 5 minutes, I just want to say, just thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much. If you would love to help, check this out. You see how that was free? Do it with me. Breathing is free. Just like if you like, comment, or share, or subscribe. It's completely free. So even if you just don't want to subscribe, that's okay. But if you share it with someone, you see you right there? Yeah, you standing behind them, looking at the screen, subscribe. You better tell them to subscribe. Don't make me get... I'm just kidding. Make sure you go ahead and like the video. Is completely free. It tells the algorithm that I'm worthwhile sticking around here. Go ahead and share to anyone and everyone you love, anyone and everyone you know. Let me know. I don't know what topic you want to discuss next. If you're not following me on Snapchat, that'll be linked down below in the description box. And over there, we have a fun, cool way of figuring out what the topic is going to be each week. So, and another thing, in regards to Snapchat, my biggest audience is on Snapchat. We're about to hit, as far as Snap score goes, like 140,000, which is insane. I literally started on March 17th. You guys see me? I got questions like, who are you? Why do we care? Why should we care? Why are you here? Someone asked me, actually, are you AI? They thought I was artificial intelligence. They didn't think I was real. I got a lot of pretty interesting questions. But through like a month and 5 days of me being on there, I met so many amazing people. So many of you guys headed over here from Snapchat, and I just want to thank you guys so much, because that's like my own personal like village. We send out streaks. I literally send out streaks. I have like streaks going with like 7,000 of you right now at this moment, and I know I can't get to all of you guys, and that's why I want to go ahead and introduce my Patreon. So you can go ahead and follow my Patreon. I'm going to be shouting it out tomorrow in our morning announcements. Just so like if you do want to like have like really strong confidence that you can get to me whenever you need to, you can go through the Patreon and use the forum. We're going to have our weekly check-ins too on Zoom, hosted from the Patreon. So that'll be the best way, because I didn't expect for it to grow this fast at all. Like literally like, I'm sorry, I keep saying like, oh my gosh. I've been working on that for years, and I haven't said it in a lot, so give me credit, okay? But yeah, I'm actually extremely amazed that the audience grew that quick. We're still working on TikTok. We have a lot of funny stuff up there. We do singing on there. We do all different types of reactions, all different types of things. Have fun over there. And it's growing. It's growing. It takes time. Everything takes time. I think I'm just super surprised because Snapchat grew so quick. So now I'm thinking everything's going to move in the same direction at the same speed, but it doesn't. Everything's different. That's why I wanted to have a special announcement thanking my Snapchat buddies right now, because you guys are really amazing, and I've only been here for 35 days, and I just feel so loved and accepted, and just I really appreciate everything, all the messages, people sending me, thanks for the motivation, I enjoy your story, and you're funny, and this, that. We're just vibing out together as a little small tribe. It's not a ton of us, but anything over 100 people is a lot. Like when you go to an auditorium, if you're at a school and there's like 100 people in there, that's like all the classes or whatever, right? Something like that. But you fill up a whole auditorium, that's like a lot of people. Then 1,000 people is like a lot. That's like a lot. So like to have thousands of people seeing you every day, that's crazy. So the fact that happened in 35 days is just like wild. But now we're literally here. So many hurdles, so many things in the way. But just getting to this point, we had a long day. A lot of editing, a lot of everything, every single day. I'm a one-man team, but I've started from my very first job working at a library. It wasn't necessarily a job because I wasn't paid for it, but it was a way to get my service hours up and stuff, and it taught me the principles of working. So I consider it my first job. My first official job was at Burger King. Then from there, I went on to Old Navy. I worked for a while at the Marriott. So I did housekeeping there. I planned events. I I did a lot of different things there. It was an experience I won't forget. Um, I worked at Burlington customer service, and the team there is just amazing. Shout out to you. You know who you are, and you know who you are. I'm not gonna. Well, I almost said the name where it is, but I'm not gonna say the name. Just thank you so much. And until next time, Beingth be here. Beingth be out.
Subscribe.